Yeah.
Well, let's get to today's Daily Dish. Do you wish you could text with your dog?
Really?
A company called Fluent Pet wants to make that happen. They've launched a Fluent Pet Connect. Your pet can now push these talking buttons to send you a message. Like, I'd like to go outside, or I'm hungry. I'm not kidding, is what it says. The next phase will allow the dog to push the buttons and send messages to your devices. The company says the buttons have enough variation of vocabulary of 100+ words in 6 categories.
You see that? He just tore it up.
Did he? Oh.
He just knocked off the knob.
All these videos have gone viral. Okay, I got to go back and see. So can we loop it back so I can see?
I don't know, but all I know is he went up there to, make his choice, that dog. He just knocked the button off. I'm thinking, yes, that is what's going to happen. These dogs are going to destroy these buttons before long. These will not last a week. Look at this little dude, dog. Here he is. He's running around. He's thinking, man, I need to go outside. Let me go hit some buttons. Okay, he's popping buttons. Well, maybe he did.
I think they need to work on it. I think
look, he's going back. Watch him. He'll go back now. They're showing the different points. And this is where he's going to pop it and knock the button off. Well, he doesn't even. There he goes. There he goes. Watch. Boom, boom, boom. And bop, bop, bop. There it goes.
Aww.
Button broken.
Sorry.
Well, okay. Well, here's the thing, though. There is no way I would ever get that from my cats if my cats could do that.
Well, your cats could do it.
Well, my cats they're pretty sharp, but I'm just telling you what, it's like it would be the same button every time. I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Food bowl, food bowl, food bowl, food bowl.
Cats don't really have the same needs. I mean, cats are cats are
They
fine.
don't need to go out for a while. They do like to go outside, so they would probably say that sometimes. Some of them do. Some of them kind of like the comfort of indoors.
Your lap would be my guess based on the pictures I've seen. The man covered in cats.
It's like every time I sit down, there's one that always has to be right there on the chest,
They
That's how they go.
you, Ron.
Well, they love when I'm feeding them. Seriously, if I'm not here one day and there's no explanation, it's probably I've got eaten alive by my cats because I forgot to put the food out in the food bowl the night before.
Okay, well, good to know if I have to do a wellness check.
Yeah, you might.
A new study found skateboarding can help people cope with depression.
Oh, yeah.
And even those battling substance abuse by boosting their moods. Researchers say the activity provides a new avenue of self-expression that gives you a chance to engage in a sport on an emotional level. But doctors also warn the hobby can be dangerous. Skateboarding accounts for 70,000 emergency room visits each year. So be careful out there. And I don't think I'm going to start skateboarding now.
No, I skateboarded all the time when I was a kid. But here's the rub on that. It said 70,000 accidents a year? Or,
emergency room.
Well, I would have bet that 69,990 of those are people at like skateboard parks trying to do loop-de-loops and all this other stuff and flips and, all that kind of stuff. And when I was a kid, we'd hop on the skateboard, just go to, down the road, you know what I'm saying?
You all didn't have Tony Hawk at that point.
No, we weren't Tony Hawk.
That was my son's generation.
And there were no skateboard parks. We would make maybe a little ramp, you know what I'm saying? Which was never well constructed. It was basically like a cinder block with a board on it like that, and you'd kind of go up like that.
They still do that too.
I'm sure
downtown. They love to get in those parking garages and jump over speed bumps. I'm just as a mother and a grandmother and go, well,
Well, you're seeing some of these dudes, like the handrails when you're going down, like, say, the courthouse or whatever like that, and you got like those metal rails, and they would slide down there on the skateboard. Very impressive, but I've seen some wipeouts too, and I'm sitting there thinking, that's painful. They're going to the emergency, but people who just ride it regularly, they're not doing that.
No, right.
And they're not going to the emergency room.
I want to keep on doing it. Well, we're talking about snow. The snowstorm in Washington, wow, caused so many problems, but not everyone's complaining. The pandas at the National Zoo are totally fine with it. In fact, one of them doing somersaults was not bothered with getting covered in snow.
No.
It belly crawled down the hill to meet another panda for a little wrestling in the snow. The zoo says the panda was more nervous about snow last year, but now it's an old pro playing in it. That's so cool. And there are the seals and otters.
It's so fun. Yeah, I guess. Here's the thing, though. Those pandas weren't out on I-95. I think it's the reason why.
Wasn't that a mess? Can you imagine?
An absolute mess. I mean, the reason why it's, they're tranquil, they're hanging out at the zoo, they're not having to deal with that
Somebody's going to feed
them. It's one of those deals where hopefully, it's only going to be a couple of inches tomorrow. Everybody takes it a little slower tomorrow so we don't have any backups on any places around here, especially on the Twin Bridges. Vital links, those Twin Bridges.
Yes, we need them.
Just
be
go
careful
slowly over the Twin Bridges, please.
Careful. Now.